I know a lot of women will vehemently disagree with me on this. Like, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, y'all. I know that much. How could she find a husband? She doesn't even have a job. She doesn't even know how to cook. Plus, she already has kids and 2 different baby daddies. Not to mention that she's fat and she doesn't work out. Like, how could she find a man and here I am still single? Hey boo, this is Nika, and I am pleasantly unbothered. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. Here on this channel, you'll find videos about self-love and self-development, dating and relationships, fashion, motherhood, the whole 9. Really anything that ties into you living a fulfilling life and into you being more pleasantly unbothered. You know? So today we have a part 2 to a video that I did some time ago that was titled Don't Be That Girl. And in that video, I talked about a lot of the dating mistakes that I made over the years and behaviors that you might want to avoid by not being that girl. As always, this video is not coming from a place of judgment or of some kind of shade. This is all from a place of love and hopefully guidance so that you don't have to make some of the same mistakes I did by being that girl. Don't be her, sis. You don't want to be her. It's not a good look. I didn't want to be her, but I was her for a little while. Not gonna lie. So jumping right into it. Don't be that girl who would physically fight or assault a side chick over your cheating man or your cheating husband. Please don't do it. Please don't embarrass yourself or earn yourself that trip to jail by doing something rash or crazy. Believe me, it's not worth it. And I know a lot of women will vehemently disagree with me on this. Like, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, y'all. I know that much. But just take my word for it and don't do it, okay? Contrary to what we've been taught about homewreckers and Jezebels, the only person who's responsible for a man cheating on his partner is the man who is cheating on his partner. That's it, girl. That's it. It's usually not something that happens because some loose floozy was just throwing herself at your man, girl. More often than not, what's happening is these married and taken men are out there actively pursuing other women, even though they know that they have a woman or a wife at home who they're supposed to be committed to and in a monogamous relationship with. They know that. The man knows that. So whether or not the side chick knows that, your partner, the one that you're ready to fight over, he knew that. He knew you existed, sis. Why exactly you gonna go fight some girl over his betrayal to you? Don't do it to yourself. He's not worth it, because I'm sure he's not worth your freedom, girl. You'll be locked up and he'll still be trying to sleep with somebody else. Just saying. So if God forbid you happen to get cheated on, please just know where it is that you need to direct that hurt and that pain and those feelings of betrayal. You know, these are not good feelings whatsoever. But those feelings need to be directed to your partner, the person that you're supposed to have an agreement with, that you're supposed to be in a committed relationship with, not to any other parties that might be involved. And of course, I'm not saying it's okay to physically assault or hurt your partner either, because of course that can land you in jail too, which again, you don't want, you know what I mean? Or I think you don't want. I know I don't want. I like my freedom too much. But I think it's time that we stop holding outside people accountable for the actions of our partners. They are the ones who made a commitment to us. They are the ones that we have an agreement with. They are the ones who may have taken vows with us in front of God or in front of our loved ones or whatever the case is. They are the ones who need to be held accountable for their actions and for them stepping out on the relationship. That's it. And believe me, sis, your man is not some limpy little gazelle that's being preyed upon by some sexy, seductive lion, okay? Yes, temptation may be strong, but he is not that weak.
It's like, on one hand, he's my big, strong man that I want to be with forever, which is why I'm willing to fight over him. But on the other hand, I think he's too weak to say no to somebody's advances if some girl happens to push up on him.
It's like, which one is it? Which one is it? He ought to be able to resist any temptation that's out there and or keep himself out of situations that could lead to anything happening that would violate your relationship and violate the commitment he made to you. And if he is not able to restrain himself or keep himself out of situations that could lead to him violating our relationship, then perhaps he doesn't deserve me. Perhaps he doesn't deserve to be with me, and perhaps I deserve better. Because if all it's gonna take is some sexy lion to come like pounce upon him and then he gone, or I got a fighter, like what? No, sis. Perhaps he doesn't deserve you, or perhaps he should not have made that commitment to you, because obviously he's not honoring it. Piggybacking off of that last one, definitely don't be that girl who's staying in a relationship where she's being lied to, cheated on, abused, gaslighted, where there's gaslighting happening, okay? Or a situation where you're feeling like you're being disregarded and like you have to give someone chance after chance after chance to prove to you that they love you. Don't be that girl that stays in that relationship. And I'm noticing that a lot of the same ladies that will fight the side chick over their cheating man will also stay with that cheating man after they beat up the side chick. It's like, for what, girl? You know he cheating. You know he cheating. Why are you saying you hate this stranger so much for doing this to you, but you'll still lay up in bed with the man who did it to you after making promises to protect your heart? There is no need to be that down-ass chick who will be down for everything and ride or die for a man who is mistreating you or disrespecting you on numerous occasions. Don't be that girl. Don't be that girl who got her man only after struggling and after having to withstand cheating and lying and deception. And I get that there's this concept like, you know, all these things, they strengthen our relationship. This is the bond that we built this on. We got stronger after all that. You shouldn't need to be beat down to the ground and then through picking yourself up, discover the strength that's now strengthened in your relationship. There are stories of unconditional love that don't involve mistreatment and disrespect and cheating and lies and all of that as being the foundation that the relationship was built on. Yes, getting through those things might have strengthened the relationship, but after that, do you really even still want him, sis? Maybe he changed, maybe he improved his behavior, but what he's shown you so far is that he's not very careful with your heart. And so being the girl that stays in this relationship trial after trial after trial, just because you've invested so much and you don't want to give it up, how much more of your heart are you willing to invest? How much more of yourself are you willing to sacrifice and possibly lose at the hands of someone who is not willing to treat your heart with care? So I'm just saying, don't be that girl. Okay. This next one might be controversial too, but stay with me, okay? Like, just hear me out, okay? Don't be that girl who buys into the idea that if you do everything right, everything that they say you're supposed to do as a woman, that you are somehow more deserving or more worthy of love than someone else. Don't be that girl. So if you have ever thought to yourself, or said out loud, or posted on social media, or anything like that, that wow, this chick found a man, she found a husband, she found happiness, and here I am, educated and smart and cute and still single, or whatever the case is, this one is for you, girl. I know a lot of us are raised to believe that the way to get a good man or a good partner is by being a good woman, which of course is problematic because who's to say what a good woman is? You know what I mean? We're all gonna have our own definition for what a good woman is. For some of us, we're told that a good woman is righteous, that she's educated, that she's virtuous, that she's pure, that she's loving and saintly, and she's soft and she's delicate and she's strong and she's all these things. And if those are qualities that you have or qualities that you value or qualities that you want, then that's absolutely fine. There's really nothing wrong with that. But the problem comes in when we get caught up in respectability politics and when we start thinking that having those qualities makes us more worthy than someone who doesn't, or someone who we think doesn't. There are so many of us who will blatantly judge and look down on other women who we feel like are less deserving of happiness than we are, because we feel like she's less worthy of having something if she doesn't live up to the standards that we've set for ourselves, or that we've been convinced are the standards you're supposed to have to get something. And it usually has very little to do with the other person. It's usually us projecting our issues on other people. So because we see her as being less worthy in some way, we think it's right to pick apart her life or to start questioning her choices and blatantly judging her for them. Like,
how could she find a husband? She doesn't even have a job. She doesn't even know how to cook. Plus, she already has kids and 2 different baby daddies. Not to mention that she's fat and she doesn't work out. Like, how could she find a man and here I am still single? How could she buy a house before me? She doesn't even have as good of a credit score as I do. She doesn't have as good a job as I do. And she's not even responsible with her money. She's always in the club and popping bottles and stuff. How could she get a house before me?
You wanna know how she did those things, sis? You wanna know how she got that man, or how she found a husband, or how she bought that house, or whatever it is? You wanna know? Mind your business, that's how. It's really not a good look to be comparing yourself to other people, or to be on a high horse thinking that you're more deserving than someone for any reason, whether you think it's because they have children from previous relationships, or because they have a reputation for sleeping around and they're not as pure as a woman is supposed to be, or because they're unemployed. Whatever the case is, like, it really doesn't matter. We are all deserving of love in some way, shape, or form. And whether or not you think someone is deserving of it because of the standards that you've held yourself to doesn't give you a right to judge them or to try to hold that against them. And being bitter probably isn't gonna help you get the things you want either. Just saying. Also, as my mom always says, don't envy anyone for what they have, because you never know what they had to go through to get it. By now, we should all know that things are not always as they seem, and the grass usually does seem greener on the other side, but it's really important to be careful what you wish for and who you idolize, because you might not actually really want what somebody has if you really knew what they had to go through, or what they had to sacrifice, or what they have to tolerate in order to have those things that you think you want. So don't be bitter, mind your business, tend to your own grass, watch your own credit score, mind the business that pays you. The only person's virtue that you need to be worried about is your own, all right? Comparing yourself and being bitter and judging other people is probably not gonna get you what you want, and it's probably not gonna attract the things in life that you want. So you might wanna reconsider and go a different route instead. And last but not least, don't be that girl who automatically starts to think or assume the worst when she hasn't heard from her love interest for a little while. Dating these days can be so dysfunctional that it really doesn't take a lot for some of us to start thinking the worst. Like, the second he doesn't text back quick enough, it can quickly descend into,
is he mad at me? Did I do something? He must be cheating on me. Maybe I should show up at his house. You know, he probably doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Or he must be talking to other girls. That's why I haven't heard from him today. Like, why would he want someone like me anyway? He was probably playing me this whole time.
Like, girl, it's only been a couple of hours. Chill out. Now, obviously, there are certain situations where those kind of thoughts might be valid or might feel warranted even. But if you find yourself feeling or thinking those things often, or more often than not, then there may be something wrong, boo. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. If you feel like you need constant attention or constant validation, or you feel the need to keep tabs on your significant other and know their every move and know exactly where they're going and exactly where they're coming from and exactly the time they got home, and to calculate the distance and the time and everything else to make sure that he's being honest with you, then I feel like there are some deeper issues there that need to be addressed, whether they're trust issues or attachment issues, or it may just be your self-esteem or your insecurities playing tricks on you. I know that in the past when I felt like that, it's because something was wrong. Either on my end with my personal insecurities and my self-esteem issues and the things that I needed to work through personally, or it was an issue with him. Perhaps there were actual trust issues. Perhaps he actually gave me a reason not to trust him. Perhaps him staring at other women when we were together was enough of an indicator, like, oh yeah, perhaps I need to keep an eye on this one. Either way, whatever the issue was, those feelings and those assumptions and those uncertainties were a sign that something was wrong, something was off, or at least something wasn't right. In each and every one of those situations, when I felt that way, something needed to be fixed or addressed or changed or ended altogether. Like, in some of those situations, I should have just ran for the hill. From the moment I started to notice those things or feel certain ways, I should have probably just checked out and left. But you know, hindsight being 2020 and all. Now we know, even though before we didn't know, you know? If you find yourself in any of those situations, you either deserve to be treating yourself better, or you deserve someone who treats you better, or both. It could totally be both. If it's both, it takes a little bit more work because it's a two-person thing, you know? But it all starts with you realizing that you deserve better than that. You deserve certainty. You deserve stability. You deserve consistency. You don't deserve to have to question every move that you make because someone has you feeling like you need to walk on eggshells, or has you feeling like you're disposable or not a priority in their life. Like, there's no reason you should be feeling that way. Again, whether it's you causing yourself that misery or someone else causing it. So that's it for this installment of Don't Be That Girl. I hope that you'll let me know in the comment section below what you think. Have you been any of these ladies before? Are you currently in the position of any of these girls that I'm asking you not to be? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you want to fight? I'm not gonna fight with you, but I welcome your opinion in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I do hope that you'd give it a thumbs up. I would absolutely love that. And before you stray too far from this channel, I hope you'll check out the other videos, all the other topics that we discuss, whether it's fashion or motherhood or self-esteem or dating or self-love. We talk about everything, okay? I hope that you'll check out the other videos and hope that you find something here that you like. I know that there are 1,000 other things that you could be doing or watching right now, so I do appreciate you being here with me, and I hope that I'll see you in my next video. Bye.